Annabelle!
Hi!
Oh my god, you look so fresh.
Thank you. I try to.
This is my first time in seeing you after you being announced as the official candidate for Miss Charm.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you tell us how did you get the appointment? Kasi nagulat kami. Like, sino kaya ang ipapadala for Miss
I know,
Charm?
right? Well, I mean, I kind of knew ahead of time. Well, not so much ahead of time, but I did kind of know before anybody else, obviously. So I just kept quiet about it, and I wanted to surprise people. So I'm sure you're all pleasantly surprised. But yeah, going back to how I came to be Miss Charm Philippines 2023, you would have to say that it's care off of me being a first runner-up. Hence, they probably deemed me fit to be appointed for Miss Charm.
Did you see this coming? Like, what were you? Can you take us back to the moment when they told you about this, and what were you doing then?
I was back home. I was getting off of my lunch break because I'm currently working at the city mayor's office. Well, actually, detailed to the tourism office of Iligan City. So I was way back home, and I was greeted with a phone call that asked me if I was game, if I was up to the challenge to represent the Philippines at Miss Charm 2023. And of course, my immediate answer would be yes, a resounding yes, because it's always been a lifelong dream of mine to represent the Philippines in an international stage and hopefully, make the country proud. So I guess that's how it really came to be. And for the fact that did I see it coming or not, I definitely did not see it coming. I mean, it's probably one of the best plot twists of 2022, and I hope that I can bring a great plot twist coming this early in February 16, 2023.
February 16 na?
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm already in the midst of my training as we speak.
So, kasi this is the inaugural edition. So what do you think they are looking for in a winner?
I think they're probably looking for someone who can be a great tourism ambassadress first and foremost, but also somebody who can bring the lingo and probably the sense of excitement to the whole cryptocurrency game. They're really looking for somebody who can embody those two aspects, but also be in tune with one's culture, not only within your own country, but inspire the love of culture throughout all nations. And I think that I could be a really great fit for that. Wouldn't you agree, Adam?
Yeah, I agree. And how was your recent trip to Vietnam?
So wonderful. It was my first time in Vietnam and my first international flight ever since the pandemic. Well, actually, I haven't been outside the country since I was 11, so it was really a great change of pace. And Vietnam is so beautiful. I've only gotten to see Ho Chi Minh, but the city is so vast. It's so sustainable. It's green. They're really in tune with their culture, the way they preserve, and it's a really beautiful fusion of modernity and their heritage as well. So I was also quite taken aback, or pleasantly surprised as well, as to how warm the welcome the Vietnamese people really gave me. I mean, I had people who knew me from my journey in Miss Universe Philippines, so that just comes to shows how humbled I am and how humbled I felt when people would come up to me and like, oh, can we have a photo with you? And I'm like, of course. I mean, who's to turn down that wonderful opportunity? I mean, hello. Yeah, I was just really so humbled, and my heart was really really warmed at the thought and the gestures that they gave me.
How was it like interacting with your fellow Asian delegates? Kasi, di ba, you all went together for the press conference.
Exactly. I mean, we only had the Asian candidates for the press con, and I think we hit it right off the bat because, I mean, coming from the Philippines and most of the countries in Southeast Asia, we do have not the same. We have each distinct culture, but they're quite similar to each other. And those similarities go way, way back, to our pre-colonial days. But lest I bore you with a history lesson, we really, really hit it off the bat because Asian countries really love pageants and really love food and getting together. So yeah, I mean, I miss them already, and I really hope to see them really sometime soon next year.
So I'm curious to ask, kasi since this is the inaugural pageant, how are you preparing? Like, how are you attacking or fine-tuning your preparation? Like, are you watching a lot of other pageants to get psyched up in terms of pasarela? Like,
how are you training for your Q&A? Kasi wala tayong pagbabatayan. Is it more like a Miss Universe type of contest, Miss World, or will it be a hybrid of any of these pageants?
I think regardless of any pageant that I've joined and I'm hoping to join, especially next year, I think I've always come to the table as myself, as who I am as an individual, interests, and all, you know. So the way that I approach my preparations is probably going back to myself and learning the lessons, or really keeping in mind the lessons I've learned from all of the pageants that I've been part of, especially Miss Universe Philippines, because that was probably the toughest competition that I've had thus far. And you know, the way that Aces and Queens trains ladies for the nationals is really different. And even with my prior experience, as you may know, it was really a different ball game. So I'm still leaning into the guidance, and I'm really open to learning more and more each and every day.
And I've seen your competition, and most of them are already pageant veterans, to say the least. So,
Exactly. I find myself in a similar boat with Miss Universe Philippines. There were a lot of veterans as well.
so are you kind of pressured to do well in the competition? Paano ba, kaya mo na bang, as early as now, can you say na kaya mo makipagbardagulan sa mga pageant veterans na magiging kalaban mo?
I wouldn't say yes to a challenge if I didn't think I was up for it.
Wow, so there you go, guys. I'm really, really happy.
Support, you know, I mean, with your support, it really helps my confidence. And there's going to be voting next year. It's going to be online voting through cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and a bunch of online games. So stay tuned in for that, and please do help me in supporting me.
There you go, guys. I'm really happy for you. Wow, I can.
So much.
At the tail end of your reign, you had the biggest gift of them all. The biggest plot twist. So can you invite, as my last question, can you invite our pageant fans to rally behind you in your upcoming international pageant journey?
Yes, mga kababayan and all of my supporters in Asia even, really. I mean, it's still surreal to say that out loud, but I am kind of realizing that I have supporters, not just in the Philippines. So I hope you'll likewise join me and support me in my bid to becoming the next Miss Charm International 2023 in this inaugural edition. I'm quite excited, and I hope that I can share this excitement and this chance for growth with you once more. Please do support me, especially in the context of the Web3 votation process. We're going to be getting into that pretty soon, so I hope that you'll be all ears, and most of all, you know, the most important is you'll have an open heart to me in this journey.
All right, thank you so much, Annabelle, and
Good luck.
Thank you, thank you. Come on, as we say in Vietnam.
What's that?
Come on. I'm not sure if I'm butchering the pronunciation, but that's apparently thank you. And Xin Chao sa hello, but by next year I probably have to learn a little bit more Vietnamese words. You can help me with that as well.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.